Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And with me, I have the man who needs no introduction.
Because you don't have one. Come on, admit it. You just don't have one. All right, I don't need an introduction.
No, that's what I said.
Yeah, I know. All right, look, well, big week. I've been watching a lot of YouTube, and I've been
That is a big week for you.
I've been studying this whole breastfeeding phenomenon on YouTube. Now, apparently, if you put it down on YouTube, if you put it down as an educational video, so someone is educating other breastfeeding mothers how to breastfeed, they can show boobies, right? But the problem is you got kids on there, which is like way dangerous territory, and
wrecks the whole thing.
And one mummy who just went to the next level, couldn't help herself, went to the next level. I think I'm not sure she went to OnlyFans, but she was like, you know, selling private whatever. I don't know how she did it, but she did it anyway. 10 years. She went to jail for 10 years.
Oh, what? Because she had a kid in the thing?
Yeah, because she's got the fucking kid in there.
Oh.
And it went to a level where it was, and the judge is going, well, this is not even educational. I mean, not that it's even educational anyway, but I mean, it was so obviously not educational.
I didn't learn anything from this video.
10 years. And she's just like, you know, and she's going, oh, I just needed the cash and I enjoyed the attention and it's not really me because I'm autistic.
Anyway, and now she's doing
10 years.
OnlyFans from jail.
Oh, fuck. But
with the female wardens.
But it's like, and, you know, it's like, it gets to a point where you just, you know, I don't know, is it the money or the attention or what? People just lose their shit. And then there was this other guy, he's a really old guy who does this cooking show, and he's really slow, and he does like $2 meals from fucking Aldi's and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, and it's really funny to watch. And it's like 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, he was charged 3 times for being a pedophile. And it was like,
what?
Yeah. And it's like, and then he does this YouTube thing and he justifies it. And you know what?
So those $2 meals were meals he was cooking for his victims.
YouTube is just sort of, I was thinking, it was weird because, you know, Jerry Springer died.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but like watching Jerry Springer, but watching Jerry Springer was like watching a train crash or something, like
awesome.
live.
It was awesome.
At some point you'd think to yourself, this cannot get any worse or this cannot get any more bizarre, and then bang, out steps someone and it just goes to this next level.
My favourite Jerry Springer was, they're talking to a guy and his wife, husband and wife.
Yeah.
And then the affair comes out. You know how the affair always comes out?
Yeah.
And it's talking, look, I had an affair. I have to tell you, I had an affair when you were in Iraq, you know? Because every American that makes under $100,000 went to Iraq.
Yeah.
And, I had an affair when you went to Iraq. And he's going, oh, how could you? And they said, let's bring out the guy she had an affair with. And out comes this midget. It was so...
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I mean.
Out comes this midget, but this guy gets up and he just runs at the midget and grabs him and just hurls him into the audience.
Oh, fuck. Let's just say, so you got infidelity.
Yeah.
You've got this midgets, but like this sort of juxtaposition, because straight away you're thinking, oh, the midget and her, like you're trying to visualize it, and you got midget throwing or dwarf throwing. Like you couldn't write that shit. You couldn't write that shit if you went and you said, "Here's my script." They'd just fucking laugh at you.
And then, but I used to love right at the end. You know how Jerry Springer would just try and
rationalize
his little speech at the end and say, people should look after each other. People should love one another. And there's fucking cake everywhere, and there's people crying and people fighting and midgets staggering around in the background.
And the guy goes, look, even though I hate the little guy, I was being nice because I threw him at this really fat woman. So I knew it was like throwing him into an airbag.
Yeah, throwing him on a bed. You know when you used to throw your little brother or something on the bed? It was exactly the same.
And then there was the chant, Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. But then what was the, because I know you used to do this, was the bouncer, the security guy. What was his name?
I can't remember.
No, they used to chant every time he came on to break them up. They'd chant his name and he'd be fucking smiling and shit,
Yeah. George.
No, it wasn't George. No, it wasn't George.
But that was
Ronnie, something like that. Anyway, look, the only reason I mentioned it is because I think, regardless of whether anyone would admit it or not, I think it's influenced a lot of people. And it certainly was a part of history that
influenced me.
Yeah, I think both us. Well, Duke and Leon. Yeah. I think that's probably a little bit of Duke and Leon.
That's where we came from.
We were.
We're sons of Springer.
We caught the midget. Let's just say that.
Yeah, that's it.
We caught the midget, and for that, I think he's to be applauded. But my point
Jerry, that's what they should have been doing at his funeral when they were lowering the coffin.
Well, I think they were doing that. Why wouldn't they do that?
Yeah, of course.
Anyway,
and that's his grandkids.
I think YouTube is taken over from Jerry. So Jerry's not dead. YouTube is the tribute to Jerry. All right. What else? Oh, today was it last week? Or I don't know when it was. I was in the train, right? And in the morning, so I'm not very sort of like interactive.
While you're in the train, you don't even have to catch the train. I think you just hop on it just to
I like to keep in
get
touch.
Stories.
I like to keep in touch with the common man and women.
Yeah,
and
physically.
Physically. I'm sitting, I'm leaning back because I always stand. In the morning, I always stand. If it's during the day, I sit down. Anyway, this girl is sitting in one of the seats and she's on the phone, on her phone, right? Like really on her phone. Like, the thumbs are going at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And the train stops. It's at the station. It's been there for a while in terms of trains. And she looks up and she goes, oh. And then she runs to the door and she's looking, trying to figure out what fucking station is it, because she's in La La Land or she's in that green, was it that jelly flop or whatever that fucking stupid game is they play. And she's looking, and the doors are closing. They're closing. And seriously, it's like the doors get to a point where the gap's about as big as a loaf of bread. And then she realizes it's her station. So what does she do? She walks into the doors.
Just bang.
No, they still got a little bit of a gap, and she's tiny.
Slipping through,
and she's trying. I don't know what she was trying to do, and she's in, but she wouldn't have even got through. So and the doors just squash her, and they're moving harder, and she's like this, and I'm just watching, and I'm going, how stupid could you be? And then the doors open eventually, and she just spews out on the platform, and then goes behind a column, and she's sort of standing there. She's really embarrassed, and I'm just going, have I just seen the stupidest person in the world? That was so... I just could not believe...
Don't you have a mirror?
No, but why? Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just... I don't get it. I was shocked.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What nationality was she?
Nah, I knew you were going to say that. No.
Because I think I can guess.
No, yes, and I knew you were going to do this, and I specifically will not mention it. I will not say anything. She was.
Will you say yes or no?
No. She was a woman of the world, and that's all I'm going to say because I knew.
Was she a woman of the?
Anyway, I seriously
of the East. Would you say she's a woman of the East?
I look that, and then all right. Here's something that I read. All right, man in hotel. Smells something, thinks it's his feet. Eventually, he looks under the bed. He's in a hotel, and there's a dead body under the bed. Right? This is I read this. It was in the news, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, this is the first thing, right? What I wanted to do was, all right, so first of all, he's an idiot, right? Because he smells something and he thinks it's his feet and he's worried, right? Second thing is, but this is the most important thing is, right?
He's worried his feet smell so bad.
Yeah. He's the only one in the room and he's worried that his feet smell bad. Anyway, I don't get that. But anyway, there's a body under the bed, right? So I want you to tell how would a body get under a bed? Why would it be under a bed in a hotel? So I've got a theory. There's two theories. One
all right, I reckon it was some pervert had sneaked in there, hid under the bed to perv on some woman, and then got stuck.
So hold on, what do you mean? He's under the bed perving on her?
Yeah.
How do you perv on someone under a bed? There's a fucking 4-foot mattress on top of you. How can he see through the mattress?
What do you mean? You don't have to see through what? He's in between the mattress and the bed.
No, he's under the bed.
Yeah, well, you're under the bed and you can just peek out from under the bed.
Oh, and what? Look at the ceiling.
No, when she's getting changed and all that sort of shit.
Oh, all right, like peekaboo. Like use it as like
Jesus
a secret
Christ, what kind of pervert are you?
Well, obviously not a very successful one. Well, I had two theories. One was, okay, which the first one I discounted straight away because, like, if you're sick and you think you're dying, like, you'd probably be on top of the bed, wouldn't you, where it's comfortable rather than under the bed. You wouldn't get under the bed, would you? So no. I discounted that straight away. But the one I think what happened was he was there with a prostitute, right? And he's doing the business and he's going, like a little tractor digging up the potatoes in the field, he's just chugging along with determination, and then bang, heart attack. And then he falls back, and she goes, "Oh fuck, not again, fuck this, I'm not spending 20 hours in a police fucking cell."
She's like, fucking, what's wrong with my cunt? It keeps giving men heart attacks.
No, I don't think she said that. No, I think she did. I think she said, I don't want to sit there for 20 hours and have to explain all this shit. Fuck, I'll just put him I've got
another client in half an hour. I can't go down to the police.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I gotta pay for my Maserati, for fuck's sake. Anyway, so she just rolls him over onto the floor and then pushes him under the bed, gets dressed, and she's gone. So that's it. All right.
Solved.
Is that, yeah? Do you reckon that's
no? I can't.
I like the pervert thing. That's good. Good.
Maybe it was a mixture of both. Maybe he had a prostitute in there, and his kink was to perv from under the bed while she was bending over doing stuff, and then he got stuck. And he's going, help me. And she's like trying to pull him out, but he was too fat because that's why he got stuck. Wow. And she couldn't get him out. And then he died of a heart attack and she just took off.
Yeah. Or maybe she was too fat. He didn't realise. He didn't do a compression analysis on the bed. And he says, now jump up and down on the bed like you're in a jumping castle. And she goes, okay, bang, bang, bang. And then she's just gone into the middle and gone and pressed, and it's compressed down enough to, do that chest compression where it actually stops your heart because your heart can't beat because it's compressed your chest. I think that's probably what happened.
Well, anyway. You know what? If you don't do a pressure test on a bed, you deserve what you get.
Oh, yeah. Well, science never lies, buddy. You can't hide from science. I mean, as we both know because we're scientists.
Couple of things happened to me this week. First thing, my mate Ray?
Yep.
The Asian dude, Chinese guy?
Yeah,
he says to me...
He's got the podcast.
Yeah, Raise the Roof. And he says he wants to take me to Yum Cha, the best Yum Cha place in Chinatown, right?
Is he Chinese? Is he Chinese?
Yeah, he's Chinese.
Oh, right.
So we go to Yum Cha, and it's good because it's full of Chinese people. So if you ever go into a restaurant, Chinese restaurant that's full of Chinese people, it's always good. So we go in there, we're eating, it's beautiful, the food's beautiful. I've got these sort of like these flat prawn noodle things, and I'm trying to pick it up with the chopstick, and it keeps slipping out.
Yeah, yeah.
And I look up, and there's this guy, Chinese guy, he must be about 100. You know those really old Chinese guys that look ancient?
Yeah. And they still smoke.
Yeah, and he's just giving me a dirty look. He's giving me he's looking down at my plate, he's looking at my chopsticks, he's looking at me. Anyway, I ignore him. I start doing it again. It falls again, and I look up to look at him to see if he's looking, and he's looking, and he's just giving me this look of contempt. And I just said to him, listen, buddy, when you were born 100 years ago, your mother was shitting in a hole.
Oh.
So don't fucking look at me like that. And then Ray just looks at me. Ray looks at me, and he looks at him, and Ray says...
That's terrible, Duke.
Ray says, what are you fucking looking at, you old pervert? He goes, you go away and die now. And I look at Ray, and I said, why didn't you say that in Chinese? Why did you say it in English? And he goes, so you understand, you fucking idiot. Anyway. Anyway, we go outside. Then we go outside, and there's a camera crew outside, and they're filming some shit. There's a film crew, and they're filming some shit. I don't know what they're filming. And the guy must be the producer. Yeah. Comes up to me.
Yeah.
And says, you would be perfect for our new show.
Uh-oh.
I went, really? I said, what's the show? And he said, it's a dating show.
Yeah.
I said, oh, yeah, what's it called? And he said, Australia's Least Wanted. No, I think it's like actual, like, supposed to be a heartwarming thing. Like, look, this loser, no one wants this loser, and all of a sudden he finds, love with a homeless woman or some shit.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, so how's Ray anyway? Is he all right?
Yeah, he's fine. He said to say hello. Say hello to Leon the fucking idiot. The cunt. He's a cunt.
He certainly has a way with words. All right, another news a news headline. Adoption agency selling shaved apes as babies. Okay, true or false? What do you think? Oh. And I did see a photo of a shaved ape, and well, I don't know.
Did it look like Jed?
Yeah, I don't know. It
because I always thought that's where Jed came from.
Yeah, it's sort of weird. I mean, physically, I'd say yeah, you'd probably get away with it, but facially, I don't know. It's a pretty ugly baby, but so I'm thinking it's a myth. I'm thinking it's a myth. What do you think?
Well, I don't know if it would come from a adoption agency, but I do truly 100% believe that it's happened before somewhere. In the history of mankind, I believe it's happened somewhere before.
And at what point do you think the...
Because you look at football, you look at rugby league, they all look like shaved apes.
At what point do you think the parents might twig to it? Or maybe not. Just
when he's only eating bananas.
No, when he's 5 years old and there's a noise out the front and the husband goes out and he's sitting in the car revving it with a cigar. Just revving it.
He's 5 years old. He's 5 years old and they're saying, where's Bobo? That's just a name they coincidentally gave him.
Coincidentally.
They say, where's Bobo? Where is he? Tell him to come inside. Oh my God. He's riding a unicycle. He's only 5 and he can ride a unicycle.
Yeah, but it didn't twig. Didn't twig at all. All right. The other thing I was thinking about, things you only do once. things you only do once.
Oh, the fat chick up the road.
Anyway.
That's the most boring example I've ever heard.
No, I know. That's why I didn't want to say it in the beginning, but it's actually, like, well, the other one would be, that guy who's in the hotel and he's asleep and he wakes up and the night manager's sucking his toe.
You know what?
Did you read that one?
Yeah, when I saw those headlines, man arrested for sucking another man's toes, I went, fucking Leon. He's done it. He's done it. So I was thinking
you only do that once. You only do that once.
I rang your lawyer. But
and he picked up. He picked up.
No, he lost his phone privileges. So he couldn't pick up. And then I get a call from Gunter, 92-year-old lab assistant, going, have you seen what Leon has done, the fucking idiot?
That's defamation. I completely deny doing it. But that's just so...
And that's weird. Can you imagine that? You're lying in bed in a hotel room, you're asleep, and you feel something, and you wake up and the night manager is sucking, a male night manager is sucking on your toes. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, but I'm thinking about what my reaction would be.
I'd bash the shit out of him.
I just go, what the fuck? Get the fuck out of here. But then the guy calls the police and the guy gets arrested and now he's going to probably go to jail for, I don't know, was it assault or something? But like, would you escalate it that high, Would you go that far?
Fucking oath I would.
No, I don't know. With all that drama and shit, you know what I reckon? I reckon the guy was just escalating it so he'd get the room free.
For free.
Yeah.
And breakfast.
Breakfast.
I
reckon that's what people do.
You get the breakfast buffet.
Yeah. So I would like my room free, and I would like a breakfast buffet. Oh no, sir, no, he's going to prison, and you'll have to
pay.
You'll have to be a witness at the trial, and blah blah blah. So I think it sort of backfired in that sense. I think he should have just said, "Get the fuck out of here."
All right, I've got a letter.
Oh, I got a letter too.
I've got a letter. This is literally from the bottom of the barrel. I put my hand right down to the bottom of the barrel and grabbed this letter. And it says, Dear Mr. Fish and Mr. Hendricks, I walked into the bedroom and saw my husband on all fours with the dog licking his asshole. I screamed, what are you doing?
Dude, to the dog or the husband?
What are you doing? His ass is dirty.
Frank, get away from that old man.
I screamed at him, what are you doing? He said, it's an ancient ritual that will bring us good luck. Not wanting to deal with it, I just left the room.
Yeah, fucking hell. Good
luck.
A
week later, I walked into the room and the dog was fucking him in the ass. I said, what, more luck? He turned and yelled, quick, check the lotto numbers. What should I do? Marsha.
Wow. This is one of those things. Am I being fucked over, or is this a reality situation? Is it real, or am I being fucked over?
Well, it depends whether they won lotto or not.
All right, the first thing is, Marsha, is it? Marsha. First thing is, you've already overstepped the mark, I think, but don't tell anyone. Whatever you do, do not tell anyone.
Yes, we've told no one.
Because this is certainly something you do not want out there. You do not want this in the World Wide Web, let me tell you, because your life will change forever. You will not be, it won't be him that is pillared. It'll be you. Oh, you're the wife of that guy that fucks the dog.
Yeah, you're married to the dog fucker.
Yeah, you're married to the dog. That's exactly right. He won't even be ready to mention,
Well, he's known as the dog fucker because no one knows his name, but everyone knows Marsha's name.
Yeah, well, is he the dog fucker though, or is the dog the man fucker? That's a hard one.
Oh,
All right,
now
so
we're getting into heavy philosophy.
semantic, yeah, heavy philosophy. so what? All right, so I don't know. What do you think, Duke? So, what is the question that should she go with it and check the lotto numbers?
She just said, "What should I do?"
Yeah, because if the lotto numbers don't match, they might be close. Like you get 4 out of 7, and he might say, "Wow, look how close we are. We've got to keep going with this."
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Look, look, I reckon give it a go. Just, let him do it a few times. Keep checking the lotto numbers. And if you're getting closer and closer, just keep going.
Oh, right. So if there is actually a pattern.
Yeah. And then, if you're getting good luck, of like every time he fucks a dog, you get a phone call, you've just won a car.
It's a car. It's a station wagon, so you can take your dog with you on holidays. And then when she does win the big jackpot, she just fucks off, just leaves.
Yeah.
Leaves a note on the fridge door. I hope you and Frank are happy.
He says it's an ancient ritual that brings you luck, and I've done a lot of research. I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, no, I probably wouldn't even do the research because I'd probably figure out that wasn't true. But it could be though. It could. Who knows?
It could be some ancient shamanistic
Russian thing?
Russian. It sounds Russian, doesn't it? It
sounds very Russian. But
it sounds Russian. But maybe it doesn't sound Russian because I looked at our top 10 countries and Russia's number 10. So no, it doesn't sound Russian.
Oh, so it's not Russian.
It's not Russian.
No. Look, I don't know, Marsha. That's a hard one. I think walk away. I think walk away and don't tell anyone.
Walk away.
Don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anyone. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I would do.
Ignore it. Just pretend it didn't happen.
No. Walk away is leave the marriage. That's what I'd say.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's hygienic. No.
I
don't think it's hygienic.
I mean, how hygienic can dog sperm in your husband's ass be? I saw this guy, young bloke.
Yep.
And he said to me, I said, "Oh, what's been happening with you?" And I hadn't seen him for a while. And he said, the old guy out at the back of his place lives in the house at the back of his place.
Yeah.
His daughters have come to look after him, right?
Oh.
And he said, but the thing is, they've installed a backyard shower. So they got a backyard shower. You know how all these vegans have got backyard showers now because they want to shower in nature?
No, I didn't know that.
So, yeah, it's a new trend that's happening. So they got this backyard shower, and he said, and the eldest daughter comes out, and she's got really big tits, like really big boobs. And he said she showers 3 times a day, and she just soaps them up for half an hour. She's in there soaping them up. And I said, oh, man, that's... sounds awesome. And he goes, problem is she's 70.
Well, is it a problem?
Well, I'm thinking.
I don't think that's a problem.
I'm asking you, backyard shower, yay or nay?
Well, where does it drain to? Where does the water go?
That's your question. Where does it drain to?
Yeah, where does the water go?
Hell.
Does it just go into the grass or what? There's hygiene. You got to think of hygiene.
Look.
All right, look. Let's just do a scientific experiment, right? So imagine you're standing on the step of your back door, right? Okay, of the house. You're looking across the yard, and there's a 70-year-old woman with large breasts showering, right?
Yes.
Okay, so can you imagine that? You're looking at her, right? So there's 2 things in this experiment. One is I want you to face your head towards her with your eyes open. Do you see her?
I see a 70-year-old woman.
Okay, good. All right, now close your eyes. What do you see?
I still see her.
No, you don't.
It's horrible.
Don't. No, you don't. You've got your eyes closed and you can't see her. So there you go. You're
you're just telling him to close his eyes. But
I'm just saying, if you're into it, keep your eyes open. If you're not into it, keep your eyes. Don't look at it. Don't look, and that's it. Problem solved.
Saying, that's not my question. What I'm saying is backyard showers, yay or nay. I'm thinking of getting one. I'm going to do it. Because I've had these young women move in next door, and I'm thinking, what the fuck? No one looks at me anymore. I don't care if they're looking at me disgustedly. I'll have a backyard shower. I'll wash my fucking asshole 3 times a day. From the FBI files.
On the night of June the 12th, 1948, in a small northern Nebraska town, the inhabitants witnessed a meteor shower that lasted well into the early morning. Nothing was thought of this event until several weeks later it was noticed that all the female residents of the town started to grow facial hair. The women also experienced an abnormally large increase in flatulence.
Whoa.
The surprising result was a 10-fold increase in the birth rate, which resulted in the municipal council having to triple the size of the General Hospital's maternity ward. After 24 months, the facial hair on all the town's women had disappeared and the birth rate fell back to the historical average. The city council was dumbfounded by what had happened. The mayor, Bill Hick, was quoted as saying, "I liked it after the shower, but I guess it's just better being back to the way it was." Well, what do you think? Whew, some strange shit happening there. I must say I've never really had any sort of positive sexual reaction to facial hair on women, but that's just me.
Or a meteor shower, who's never gotten me horny.
Or a shower at all, any type of shower.
Especially backyard shower.
So they're saying that the women became hairy-faced and farted, and that increased the birth rate. So what does that mean? What do they? How can you figure that? Can you make some sense of that, Duke?
So hairy-faced and farted.
Farting.
So what we have to, does that have anything to do with the meteors? Or is there something in the water?
No, I think it was the meteor shower caused it. Oh, yeah, you see, because you're a scientist, you're worried about the meteor shower and what caused it. I'm more worried about why the birth rate would go up. all I can think of is that maybe people were just too embarrassed to leave the house, so they just stayed in the house more. Maybe.
And they'd had nothing to do, and they said, well, I may as well fuck my hairy farting wife.
But if people are farting, I mean, it's pretty dangerous being in a house. I mean, with all that sort of methane in the house. I don't know. I think I suppose you could just stay in the house and then open all the windows. I don't know. But yeah, well, look, I would have
thought they would have made a lot of money from the sale of razors.
Or started a circus. The incredible bearded ladies. Come and see the incredible bearded ladies.
Flatulent ladies.
No smoking. I'm thinking absolutely 100% plausible. What about you?
Look, I don't know. I know meteors have mystical powers. I know they come from other planets. And I know that most meteors, as a scientist, it's a scientific fact that most meteors that have hit Earth come from a planet that's been at war with another planet and it's been blown up. I know that as a fact. So who knows?
Really? Oh, yeah. I never thought of that.
From from the FBI files. I've got two quick news things. First news alert is gynecologist finds a cockroach in woman's vagina.
Dead or alive?
Dead.
Dead cockroach in woman's
vagina. So they asked him, what's the most disgusting thing you've ever... And he said, a dead cockroach in a woman's vagina. He said she came in complaining of itchiness and a burning feeling when she pees. So he thought she had, like a infection, some sort of infection. Then when he looks in there, there's a dead cockroach.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it would have been a lot more disturbing if it was alive.
Well, it was at one point.
Oh, no. Oh, you think?
Well, how did it get in there?
Oh, right, yeah. Well, I don't know. Well, yeah, I suppose. You think it crawled in there and died?
Well, yeah, that's what happened.
Crawled in there and died.
It crawled in there and it died. We've all been there.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. There. That sounds familiar somehow. Yeah. I don't know why that sounds familiar, but anyway, it does.
But I wonder, how the fuck did it get in there? Anyway, I guess we're never going to know. The other thing is...
Maybe it was riding a meteorite.
Or maybe she was one of the hairy women and it farted and the fart smell attracted the cockroach.
Yeah, that's it, Jake. Yep, that's what happened.
And the other thing is, it was in one of those Dear Abby letters that we were reading not long ago, and it's one that we didn't read. There's a guy, he's in love with his identical twin.
Yeah.
So they grew up together.
It's a male twin, isn't it?
Yeah, so they're males. They're both males. They grew up together. He said they started fooling around sexually together when they became teenagers, and now they're both in love. And he wants to tell everyone. No, he doesn't want to tell anyone, but the brother wants to tell everyone in the family. He said everyone's getting suspicious because they're living together. They're always together. They've never had a girlfriend. So
I don't know.
No, I don't know either.
It's
but
beyond me.
My thing is, how could you fucking be sexually attracted to someone that looks exactly like you?
Well, that's what. There's millions of people who are like that.
Could you be sexually attracted that looks? If I had someone that looked exactly like me, I'd club him over the head. That'd be the most disgusting thing ever.
Haven't you seen like people just like stop in and look at their reflections, like in a window or a mirror or something? Yeah, but they're not looking
at their reflection going, I want to fuck you.
I don't know. They might be. Why would they be looking? Why were they looking at their reflection then? Like obsessively. People do it obsessively. I notice it. Like when you walk in the city, you've got those big shop front windows and shit. People just stop and look, and they're looking, and fuck, and it takes a lot for a person to look up from their phone and then look at themselves. So obviously, there's something going on there.
Oh, it's disgusting. Having sex with someone that looks exactly like you. Oh my God, that's just like.
It's an interesting concept. It's an interesting concept.
And the last one. This is from OnlyFans, a weird OnlyFans thing. A guy. This girl was saying a guy likes to extract milk from her breast using his asshole. So she has to stick her nipple in his asshole, and he just contracts it.
Wow, I reckon. Yeah, is that on OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah! I was about to say that's sort of circus stuff.
Isn't it? Well, it's a way of making chocolate milk.
That's. I didn't even think that was possible. You think that is possible?
Oh, well, if he's trained his asshole enough.
God.
It depends on the elasticity of his asshole.
All right,
everyone.
That's it. I'm over. I'm done. I'm over and out.
Done and fucking done.
I've got a date with Madison on the moon, and I've got to be there in 10 minutes.
All right, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe wherever you're listening.
Yeah,
Press
buy
that
the hat.
button.
Buy the
Say-
hat from Redbubble. I've got the hat. I bought a white one.
Did you
which is
get
gonna-
it? Have you
yeah,
gotten it?
yeah, which is going to stay clean. I can see
Is it
that.
good quality?
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
What about the
beautiful.
T-shirt?
Well, and you know what? You know why I know it's really good? Because my third wife hates it, so I know it's good. All right.
So I've left a link. Click on Redbubble. We've got all sorts of Duke and Leon merchandise. You can buy whatever you want, or don't buy anything at all. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
See you
Yeah,
later, everyone. Bye.
Duke